Hi guys, Channel 6 reporting for Alan's collection. Today we have the 5th member of the Turtle Squad, April O'Neil. Let's begin! NECA TMNT, April O'Neil. Okay guys, here we have the outer box for NECA Toon line April O'Neil. I'm so very glad we got another April, as the first one came in a 2-pack with a foot soldier, but this one is dedicated to just herself, guys. So we have a lot of accessories here to check out. Now, let's check out the front of the box. Here we have a very nice artwork of the 4 brothers under Sensei, Splinter, all watching April report the news. And of course the logo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the top. And the theme for this figure, Mutant Interest Story, there below, as you can see. This outer box has a flat piece, guys. So this is technically a flat box. So you can open the flat piece to reveal the figure itself. But let's take a look at the artwork here. It's an image of the figure in an action pose. She's carrying both the camera and the mic, because she's heading to cover some breaking news, guys. And on the background you can see what appears to be a park. Probably Central Park, guys, as they are, of course, in New York City. Now, checking out the window, you can appreciate the figure itself and, of course, the many accessories this figure brings. As you can see, 2 extra heads there, interchangeable hands, and a whole range of accessories, guys. Very, very cool. Now, checking the side of the box, here we have the NECA logo and the TMNT logo, and of course the theme for this figure, which is Mutant Interest Story. Now let's check out the back of the box. Here we have quite a few things going on, some images of the figure, of course in different scenes. For example, here below, April interviewing Ground Chuck, guys, reporting on Ground Chuck. April with Mikey, showing him a carnivore plant. On top we have April trapped, and next to this image we have some information about April's Channel 6 reporting, guys. Let's check out the other side of the box, and here we have again the NECA logo, the TMNT logo, and the figure's theme, Mutant Interest Story. And we're back to the front of the box. Let's check out the blister box, guys. Okay guys, here we have the blister box, and you can now appreciate even more the figure, April O'Neil, and of course all of the accessories that this figure brings. Can't wait to check out each and every accessory of this figure, guys. So it's time to check out the vanilla pose for April O'Neil, guys. Okay guys, here we have April O'Neil in vanilla pose. And she's looking very bright. It's a very nice bright yellow. Of course the painting on this figure is what stands out. And as you can see on her torso, she has these nicely painted black lines which extend everywhere on her body sculpt, guys. So you have these black lines on her torso, on her arms, on her waist, and on her legs. Very nice. Also, I like the fact that April has bags on the torso and on the thighs. These bags are nicely crafted. Take a look at the detail on each bag, guys. April is wearing a V-cut shirt which has her sleeves folded. You can see part of the arms. And if you take a look at the back of the figure, you will spot an IFB. That is an interruptible fallback used for communication purposes by reporters. And of course, down below You can see the nicely painted white boots. Classic white boots of April O'Neil. Now it's time to check out the head sculpt. I think NECA does listen to the fans. And the fans were saying that the first April had an unproportionate big head in comparison to the body. But here the head does look proportionate to the body. And of course the hair has been sculpted magnificently. April has a very pleasant expression, friendly, that goes according to her personality, guys. I like how the face is nicely sculpted, especially her eyes. The only issue that I have here is that the face seems to have a production error, as it appears to be falling off. As you can see here, it's a piece that you can see. There's a small entry here that you can see where her face looks like it's falling off, guys. So unfortunately, she appears to be looking to the side and not forward. But oh well, this might be worth thousands in a few decades, who knows? But anyways, overall this figure looks absolutely fantastic. And now it's time to check out the articulation, guys. Okay guys, let's check out the articulation for April O'Neil. We're gonna start with the head. And as you can see, it goes a little bit down and just a bit up. It can move a little bit left and a little bit right. Not very much, but that's all we get. Now let's check out the torso articulation. As you see, the torso can move forward and it can move a little bit backwards. The torso does move to the left very nicely, and it moves to the right very nicely as well. And the torso can tilt left and it can tilt right. Now let's check out the arms articulation. As you can see, the arm moves forward and the arm moves backwards. And also the arm can move out. And as you can see, it has a double jointed elbow. You can flex the elbow like this very nicely. And finally we have hand articulation. You can move the hand up and down, and you can do a full rotation as well, like this. Very nice. Now finally we have leg articulation. You can move the leg forward, you can move the leg backwards, and you can move the leg out up until here. April does have a double jointed knee, and you can bend the knee all the way up to here. And finally we have foot articulation. You can move the foot up and you can move the foot down. And that's it for April O'Neil's articulation, guys. Now let's check out the accessories. Okay guys, here we have the accessories. Quite a lot of accessories this figure brings. So what we're going to do is divide the accessories in two. This would be accessories part 1. So let's start with the Doku plant. This nicely sculpted green plant with red and yellow flowers with a purple vase comes from the episode Enter the Fly, when Shredder sends April a poisonous plant. Next we have the trap or the snare to trap April O'Neil. Very nicely sculpted. This is how you open it and how you can shut it, and it's nicely sculpted, gray colors, very nice. Next we have a picture of April's aunt, Agatha Marbles, guys, who was an amateur consultant detective and appeared on a couple of shows, including Case of the Hot Kimono. Next we have a very nicely sculpted storybook of the hare and the tortoise. I like the colors of the storybook. Next we have a nicely sculpted Venus flytrap plant. From the episode It Came From Beneath the Sewers. is a mutated Venus flytrap type creature from Dimension X, guys. Next we have a Maltese hamster. It's nicely sculpted in blue. Looks like a statue. Next we have a turtle communicator, guys. And as you can see, it opens up to reveal the screen and the buttons. Very, very nice. Of course, April is handed a turtle come by Donnie to keep communication open between them and the news reporter April O'Neil. Next we have a very cute small orange pizza monster. This is of course from season 3, The Case of the Killer Pizzas, guys. And finally we have 3 pieces of news reporting equipment, guys. So first we have here the video recorder, very nicely sculpted. It says there 6 regarding to channel 6. Next we have a microphone from channel 6, very nicely sculpted, very nicely painted, has also the 6. And finally we have the tape recorder with a microphone. So she's all equipped with her TV reporting gear, guys. Very nice. And that's it for the accessories part 1. It's time to check out the accessories part 2, guys. Okay guys, here we have the accessories part 2. In this part of the review we will concentrate on the extra heads and of course the interchangeable hands. Starting with the first extra head sculpt, which I call the Talking April. Actually the April head sculpt has part of her mouth opened. Very, very nicely sculpted. The hair is nicely sculpted. The face is nicely sculpted. Everything is great about it. I think this is my favorite head sculpt. Indeed it is. And it's properly done, properly assembled. Unlike the one with the base April. Now we have a nice head sculpt to the left and okay head sculpt to the right. And this can be used and displayed as the news reporting April. Next we have the blindfolded April. If you want to recreate any kidnapping scene from the TMNT Toon series, we have here some options of how you can display your April. So I'm very glad that they included this blindfold April head sculpt, guys. Very nicely sculpted. Now let's move to the interchangeable hands. Quite a few interchangeable hands. Here we have a couple of relaxed hands, nicely sculpted. Next we have the pointing finger hands. Whenever she's reporting, she can be pointing at something. Next we have the peace hands or the victory hands, however you want to call it. Very nice. And next we have another relaxed hand. So the only problem with this one is that the 2 relaxed hands are right hands. There's no left and like the other ones. This one only brings 2 relaxed right hands. And finally we have the thumbs up hands, like telling the turtles that they're doing a great job. So these are the thumbs up interchangeable hands, guys. So that's it for the accessories. This was accessories part 2. Now we have covered all of the accessories. Very, very pleased with how many accessories this figure brings, guys. Okay guys, here we have April O'Neil. Of course, there is no Turtles without April. She is a core character of the TMNT Toon series. She's a Channel 6 reporter. Her boss is Bern Thompson. The cameraman is Vernon Fenwick. And of course, Irma is the Channel 6 secretary and best friends with April O'Neil. She has been with the Turtles since day 1. She has been with the Turtles since the beginning. And she has reported on the Turtles, helped the Turtles in many missions, and has been a support for the Turtles and Master Splinter. She's a very sweet character. She understands the Turtles. She probably was one of the first to accept and support the Turtles without being scared, without prejudice. So April O'Neil is a great character in the TMNT world. And I'm very glad that NECA did a 2.0 version of April, as many fans had issues, especially with the big head of the first version of April that came with the foot soldier. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this review of April version 2.0. Do not forget to leave a comment, give a like. Did NECA really improve April from the first version? I believe they did. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next on Alan's Collection.